What is up? And today I'm going to give you guys 5 players that you should keep your eyes on during this NCAA tournament that's about to start this week. But before I get started on that, I want to tell you guys to hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, and share, and tell a friend, tell a family member, tell whoever to support my channel. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA tournament is here. Coming up this week, starting on Thursday. My favorite time of year, man. The NCAA tournament, it is finally here. And today, I'm going to give you guys 5 players that you should keep your eyes on during this NCAA tournament. And the first player that I'm going to mention is my guy. I've talked about him on previous episodes, but my guy, Mr. A.J. Dybantsa of BYU. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that dude, that bad man that he is, Mr. A.J. Dybantsa, the guy that I believe that should be the #1 pick in this coming NBA draft. And yes, you all should keep your eyes on Mr. A.J. Dybantsa. This dude is averaging 25 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists on 51% shooting. And this dude is 6'9.5", 6'10", 210 pounds. And this dude is super skilled like no other. This dude, like I said, 3-level scorer. This dude can get to the basket. He can hit the mid-range shot. He can post up. His 3-point shooting is getting better. And one of the things I've appreciated about A.J. Dybantsa throughout this college season is I've loved how this dude has improved as a playmaker. Like, this dude coming into the season was known as a scorer. You know, people had questions about, can he read the floor? Can he make players around him better? All of this stuff. And he's done it. This dude is averaging 4 assists a game. And he's had multiple games throughout this season where he's had over 10 assists along with his scoring outputs. And so this dude offensively is a complete player. And this dude can just do anything that he wants to on the court. He can get to the basket. He can get to he can post you up in the mid-range and get to his mid-range shot. And while he's posting up, he has such incredible footwork. He can go to his left. He can spin to his right, left. He has a left-handed hook shot that he goes to where when he's finishing in traffic in the paint. He can attack you in transition, and he can pull up from 3. He has a nice little pull-up 3-point shot. Like, this dude, A.J. Dybantsa, is such a complete weapon, and there's just not many dudes that are 6'9", 6'10", with his build that can do the things on the basketball court, especially offensively, that A.J. Dybantsa can do. I mean, this dude is just special. He's beyond special. I believe this dude is the best player in the 2026 NBA draft. And when you look at this tournament, one of the things that matters in this tournament is you got to have superstars. You got to have big-time players that step up in big-time moments and just take over games. And yeah, BYU, they're kind of limited right now. Reggie Saunders, unfortunately, he injured his ACL, so he's out for the season. That's their best shooter. And so they're going to be limited when it comes to just guys that can put the ball in the hoop. But, hey, man, all you need sometimes is to go on a nice little 5-6 game win streak, and all of a sudden you're in the Final Four. And so even despite the disadvantages that BYU has, as long as BYU has that man, A.J. Dybantsa, you always going to have a chance. You always gonna have a chance when you have A.J. Dybantsa on your basketball team. That's what BYU has. So everybody should keep their eyes on A.J. Dybantsa, because that dude is a bad somebody. The next guy that I'm gonna mention that I think everybody should keep their eyes on throughout this NCAA tournament is Cam Boozer. Mr. Cameron Boozer of Duke, who's now 27-2. They won the ACC tournament. And they're the #1 seed in this dance, and it's all because of Cam Boozer. The guy is just a winner. He's won throughout high school. He's won throughout lower levels, and he's winning at Duke. This dude he's been tremendous. He's been tremendous. This dude Cam Boozer's averaging 22, 10, and 4. He's shooting 56% from the field, 40% from three. So this dude is a versatile big man who can do everything on the court, man. Like, this dude can post up. This dude can rebound. He can score from outside. You can use him as a ball handler. And you've seen him initiate through screens, running pick and rolls. He can throw lobs to his other bigs, and you can use him as a roll man. Like, he's the one. He can roll to the rim. Like, he's a versatile big man when I look at Cam Boozer. And my comparison for Cam Boozer, for me when I watch him play, is he's like a combination of Kevin Love and Paul Millsap. That's my comparison for Cameron Boozer. The dude is just a versatile big man. Like, he's just a complete offensive player, And so when you have for Duke, like, they run their offense through this guy. This is a guy that draws double teams. And the one thing about Cam Boozer that I can't forget, he's a fantastic passer. The guy just reads the court like no other, man. Like, when you double team Cam Boozer, he's gonna find an open man right on time, and he'll hit that pass right on the money. And so this is a guy that's a very good passer, along with the fact that he can score in the paint, he can score from outside, he can rebound, he can dribble. He's a pretty good ball handler for someone his size who's 6'9", 250, and he's a big boy too, man. Like, he's big, strong, and he can bully ball his way to the basket at times as well, man. And so Cam Boozer's a stud, man. Make no mistake about it. He's a stud, and this is another guy that many people, including myself, I'm expecting he's going to go in the top 4, in this draft, possibly maybe even top 3, And so, you can't overlook Cam Boozer and what he's done for the Duke Blue Devils. Look, man, they're one of the best teams in the country, man, and it's because of Cam Boozer, who, by the way, don't be surprised if Cam Boozer ends up winning National Player of the Year, because he's been that tremendous for Duke, and he's arguably been the best player in college basketball. And so I think everybody should keep their eyes on Cam Boozer throughout this NCAA tournament, because they could absolutely go on a run here, and it could happen. And so the other guy that I'm going to mention on this episode, and this is a guy that is breaking out before your eyes, and I'm talking about Darius Acuff of Arkansas. I mean, did y'all see that game yesterday in the SEC championship game with Arkansas versus Vanderbilt? And y'all saw the show that Darius Acuff put forth? This dude had 31 and 10, 31 points and 10 assists. And if you look at what he's done over the course of the season, Darius Acuff is averaging 23 points and 6 assists. He's the only player in the SEC. He leads the SEC in scoring and assists. That has never happened in SEC history. Darius Acuff, man, this dude is having an historic season, for Arkansas. And John Calipari, who's the coach of this young man, Darius Acuff. And this is a guy, look, man, we all know the deal with John Calipari. If you're a guard and you play well under him, typically that means you're going to be a very good NBA player. It's just the facts. Like, we can go down the list. You got Derrick Rose. You got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You got Tyrese Maxey. I can go on and on and on. Jamal Murray. Like, this is a guy in John Calipari. The one thing that's factual about this dude is he can develop guards, and he's doing it again with this kid, Darius Acuff. And Darius Acuff is a dynamic player. Like, make no mistake about it. And this dude is climbing up draft boards. Like, look, man, most people, should have this dude in the lottery. And look, man, forget lottery when it comes to Darius Acuff. Like, at this point, like, we should be talking about this dude as far as whether or not Darius Acuff is a top 5 pick in his upcoming draft. And like I said, man, when you talk about teams that are geared to make runs, Arkansas is one of those teams that can absolutely make a run throughout this NCAA tournament, and it's because of this dude, Darius Acuff. This dude is dynamic. This dude can get to the basket. He has an elite mid-range game. He can distribute the ball and get the guys to get the ball to the open shooters and to an open big. And his 3-point shooting is elite. Like, this is a dude that's shooting 48% from the field, and he's shooting 44% from 3 on 6 attempts. So this is a guy that's an elite 3-level scorer when I'm talking about Darius Acuff. And you just watch this dude, the way that he just glassed out down on the court, man. He's just confident. He's just full with swagger. And this dude and when Darius Acuff is out there on the court, he believes he's the best player out there on the court. And most oftentimes he is. Darius Acuff, when he's out there on the court, man, he looks like he's the best player. And he's delivered, man, for Arkansas throughout the course of the year, and he did it in the SEC tournament. Arkansas SEC champions, and it's because of that dude right there, Darius Acuff Jr. Man, he is a bad man. And if your team needs a point guard, I mean, that guy's it, man. Darius Acuff, like, this dude has star potential at the next level, and he's been showcasing it the entire season. And you just look at the package that this dude has offensively. When you look at the combination of him being able to distribute the ball, getting to the basket, he has a nice floater, he has a nice mid-range shot, he can hit threes. There's not one single weakness in this man's offensive game. Not one weakness. And this is a dude who earlier in the season had 49 points. That kind of speaks for itself as to how lethal this dude Darius Acuff is. And he's on the rise, people. He's on the rise. And y'all got to look out for him throughout this NCAA tournament. I'm just telling you. And the fourth guy, and I'm also going to mention, Darryn Peterson of Kansas. Now, with this kid, Darryn Peterson, a guy that many people are projecting to be top 2 or 3 in the NBA draft. And it's been an up and down year for Kansas and for Darryn Peterson, right? Like, the Kansas is right now the 4th seed in the country, and it's been an up and down year for Darryn Peterson. Like, he's missed time with injuries. At times, he hasn't looked completely healthy. You look at his averages over the course of the season, he's only averaging nearly 20 points a game. He's shooting 44% from the field, 38% from 3. So they're pretty good percentages, but they're not elite the way that I think most people expected from Peterson. But this dude is uber talented, no question about it. Like, he's a uber talented dude. And look, man, despite the ups and downs for Darryn Peterson, he has a great opportunity to make his name for himself and to remind people why this dude is heavily considered to be a top 2 prospect in this NBA draft. Darryn Peterson has a chance to make a statement despite the ups and downs throughout his season and missing games, being injured, dealing with cramps, being sick. Despite all of that adversity, Darryn Peterson has a great opportunity to finish this season off on a high note and to remind these talent evaluators that, look, man, I'm the best player in the draft. I should go number 1 ahead of AJ Dybantsa. And that I'm that guy. And he has a chance to showcase that in this tournament. And you look at this dude, skill set wise, he also has a complete package. He's a guy that can get to the basket. He's a guy that can get hot from 3. He's a guy that has a nice little bag and can cross you up and hit step back mid-range shots and have turnaround spin moves. Darryn Peterson is uber talented. Like, and he can also get hot in a hurry and hit and score in bunches. Darryn Peterson can get cooking at any moment in time. And he's going to need to if the Kansas is going to have to make a run in the NCAA tournament. And, like, look, man, stars show out when it matters. And I'm looking forward to seeing if Darryn Peterson can step up and deliver the goods for Kansas and make this a memorable NCAA tournament. And so I got my eyes on Darryn Peterson. And the last guy that I have my eyes on throughout this NCAA tournament is one Mr. Brayden Burries of Arizona, the number 1 seed. Brayden Burries is another guy. Has had a great year. He's averaging 16 points a game. He's shooting 49% from the field, 36% from 3. Brayden Burries, 6'4" guard. And I love this dude. I love this dude. I love this dude, Brayden Burries. This guy's fearless. This guy makes plays. He can get the ball to the basket. He can get hot from three. He has a nice little mid-range game. And the one thing I also like about this dude, Brayden Burries, he gets after it defensively. He can guard you. He can get up in you and guard. And so this is a guy that gets it done on both ends of the court. And if you look at Arizona, they're one of the best defensive teams in the country, and it's because of what Brayden Burries does on both ends of the court. This guy's a two-way player, and he's fearless, and he makes big shots. You know, he's a guy that can get hot in bunches, kind of like what I mentioned with Darryn Peterson. Brayden Burries is another guy. He can get hot and he can take over games. And he can make big shots. Kind of reminds me of a Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets. That's the player that kind of comes to mind for me when I look at a Brayden Burries. And so this is a guy that can get hot, get cooking, take over games, and he can hit big shots. And he makes plays. He can make plays in the half court, and he can make plays in transition. Like you see him go coast to coast, drive, and make a tough little finish in traffic. And so Brayden Burries, man, this is a guy that can make plays, and he's done it all year for the Arizona, along with Cole Pete, the big man. And so I'm looking for Brayden Burries to make a name for himself. This is a guy that, again, another guy that many people project to be a lottery pick. I'm looking forward to seeing Brayden Burries make a name for himself and possibly getting that top 10 to top 7 mix in this NBA draft. And so Brayden Burries is another player that everybody should keep their eyes on throughout this NCAA tournament. And so the 5 players that I think everybody should keep their eyes on throughout this NCAA tournament is AJ Dybantsa, Cam Boozer, Darius Acuff, Darryn Peterson, and my man, Mr. Brayden Burries of Arizona. These are the 5 players that everybody should keep their eyes on. And I hope you guys look forward to having a great to watching the NCAA tournament. And that's all I have for this episode today. And I'll be back later. Talk to you. Peace.